All right, so let's say you just get home from a long day of work, right? You're tired, you're beat, you want to play some fighting games. So you boot up Street Fighter 6, and what's the first thing that you do? No, please, for the love of God, don't do that unless you want to end up like me, rage queuing for 3 hours, losing 100 MR, and then trying to crawl your way back up by the end of the night, and your girlfriend's asking you to get off. No, you do not want to be like me. So this is actually something that I struggled with for quite a bit. I would just jump into training mode, right, and automatically queue up for ranked and start playing without warming up, without even kind of thinking about a game plan. I'm just running in with nothing on my mind, with my work day on my mind, right? And of course, I'm going to not do as well as if I had warmed up, right? So this video is going to be about some warm-up routines that I do before I get into a ranked session. And honestly, it's given me a lot of gains, right? I started playing Terry only like maybe 3 weeks ago to a month, and I got him to Grandmaster. I was really struggling with the 15 to 1600 MR range just because, like, first two formats in general are pretty hard because it's hard to get an adjustment on your opponent, hard to adapt to what your opponent's doing and what their tendencies are. So you kind of want to have like a ranked play style and kind of like a more reserved style, which I'll probably make another video about that another day. But yeah, today we're just going to be talking about warm-up routines that I do and things that I like to do before I get into a big ranked grind session. Alright, so the first like drill, I guess you could call it, or thing that I do before I start my rank session is I like to work on my reactions first, right? And this drill was kind of inspired by a good friend of mine, Fake Bruno. Shout out to him. I'm gonna link his channel down in the description. But essentially what you want to do is have your dummy in training mode do these 3 wake up reversal options, right? So they're gonna have one set to forward jump, one to vertical jump, and then one to normal throw. And pretty much what you're doing is, first of all, you want to make sure the dummy is set to block all, and then you're gonna go ahead and throw as if you're in a throw loop, and then you want to react to what the dummy does, right? See, I was a little slow there on the whiff punish there. So you just want to react to what the dummy does. You want to cross cut. I messed it up. But yeah, so this really helps with working on your reactions and fundamentals and kind of just like keeping your opponent locked down in the corner. And also, it just helps you think about it. The cool thing about it is that the wake up reversal options stay to whatever character you have them on. Like, for instance, Ken is who I have set up to do the wake up reversals for forward jump, vertical jump, and normal throw. And if I wanted to do another drill with a different character, they would have different wake up reversal options there. So whenever I boot up training mode, I just automatically go to Ken and know that I'm going to be doing this drill right here. Okay, I messed up my anti-air, but you get the point of it. Another kind of like drill that I've been working on lately is working on my whiff punishing practice, right? And this one I learned from Chris F. He has a lot of really helpful and informative Street Fighter 6 videos. So essentially for this one, what you want to do is so we're gonna go to the record section, and for recording trigger we're gonna have it on input, right? And basically what that does is now it's not going to start recording until I make a movement. So for this one, what you want to do is you want to press back for a couple of frames and then hit the start button so that it stops the recording. So there's 9 frames for that one, and then you go to the second option, and then you're going to do the same exact thing, but you're going to walk forward for a few frames, and then this slot 3 I have set to crouch medium kick because that button is extremely hard for me to whiff punish. So I just want to work on that and see if I can get it down. So when you hit start replay, essentially it's just going to emulate playing against an actual opponent, right? And you're going to work on whiff punishing. It's really hard. You want to stay outside of the range of their crouch medium kick and also kind of look out for the whiff punish. Look for the whiff punish there. So that's the second one that I like to do, kind of work on my reactions there and just get you thinking about actually paying attention to what your opponent's doing. Something that I noticed myself doing a lot and I've seen other players talking about is they get into a long set and then they kind of start autopiloting and getting into the same habits, old habits that they have, instead of actively thinking about what their opponent is doing. You got to remember that's another human being on the other side that you have to actively think about the decisions they're making. Sometimes they might be a little crazy, but sometimes they might actually be thinking about wanting to win the game. So that's when it becomes a two-player game and you got to start actually thinking about what your opponent's doing. Another really good thing to start doing is watching your replays kind of from an objective standpoint and see what kind of things you have to work on. An issue that was happening for me, right? An issue that I was running into, because I only started playing Terry maybe 3 weeks ago to a month, is that I kind of ranked up with him pretty quickly, or I should say faster than I usually do with other characters. And so a byproduct of that is that my combos were kind of lacking because I didn't really have the muscle memory down pat quite yet. So I found myself dropping combos that I wouldn't with other characters, especially because Terry has like, you know, he has like corner specific combos and things of that nature, right? And just knowing what combo to do in each situation kind of messed me up a lot. And it felt bad because I never really had that problem before, because usually I would just jump into training mode and automatically start doing combos, which you don't really want to do so much. I feel like if you want to progress faster, you want to use your training mode time very wisely, and you kind of want to work on things that will improve your gameplay rather than just like cementing combos for eternity. All that to say, this third drill is going to be a little bit personal to me, and then after you review your replays, you'll be able to see what kind of things you need to work on. And you can let me know down in the comment section below after you like and subscribe, and I'll make a video on what kind of drills you can do to improve those options. So for me, the third drill will be just kind of working on some combos before I even get the rank queue set up, and just making sure I have my combos cemented in my head and what I need to do for each situation. And then this last thing that I like to do before I start my rank session is actually go ahead and do some casual matches first, right? And not just like, you know, fucking around in casual match and just playing around with whoever you match up with. You should actually be thinking about winning, thinking about what your opponent is doing in the casual matches, and trying to implement some of the things in these drills that we're practicing, right? So, for instance, whenever I find a match with an opponent with a good connection, what I'm going to be looking out for is them whiffing big buttons in neutral. When I get to the corner, thinking about how I can keep them in the corner with my anti-air or cross-cut or just whiff punishing. And then thinking about what kind of combos that I need to do in those situations. So, yeah, pretty short video. Let me know what you guys thought about it. If you want any more tips, tricks, and things of that nature, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.